Il y a des gens, leur carrière est tellement impressionnante, leur CV est tellement long, que pour les présenter, soit on dit tout, soit on dit rien. Puis là, je vais inviter Andy Nulman. Tout le monde le connaît. Puis Andy Nulman, il est connu. He's known for making us laugh. But today, he's going to speak about hate. So Annie, please come back on stage.
Hello. Yeah, I said hello. That's better. My name's Andy Nulman. I'm here today to talk to you about hate. And wow, what an incredible couple years hate has had, don't you think? We're only 2 months into 2025, and we're already setting records for hate speech, physical assault, vandalism, bullying, and general harassment. Well done, people. Good job. Well, it's not just people either. Of course, our beloved AI is getting in on the act. One click, and it can do your dirty work for you. What a great time to be alive. Don't you agree? So let's savor this moment. Let's savor this moment, and let's sit back, relax, and enjoy my annual report on the world's fastest growing, widest spreading emotion, the annual report on what I like to call hate Incorporated. Now let's start with our neighbor to the south. Well, it used to be our neighbor to the south, but I digress. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, 10 years ago, there were a frightening 748 hate groups across the USA. Last year, this number shot up to 1,430 hate and anti-government groups, and they elected an anti-government group to be their government. And amazing, that's a whopping 83% increase. Equally as impressive as what's happening online. More than half of all Americans experienced online harassment in 2023. It's incredible. But that's nothing. You want to talk about growth? Let's take a look at the numbers on anti-Semitic and anti-Muslim activity. Looking at this is kind of heartwarming because despite their differences, their stats are about equal. And it's not just Muslims and Jews. It's women, public officials, who else? African Americans, the LGBTQ plus communities. It's everyone against everyone, everywhere, especially now. So hate has gone from hidden to widely celebrated to right now industrialized. Hate is not in the shadows anymore. Seems it's no longer to be shameful to be openly racist, sexist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, or worse. Hate Incorporated's crowning achievement is that it has made intolerance the new normal. Once again, give yourself a hand. Well done, folks. Now, hold on one second. So hate Incorporated obviously isn't real, but these statistics that I showed behind me, unfortunately, are. Worse yet, I can show you so many more. I have them here, but I only have 15 more minutes. So what am I doing here today? I'm honored to be here today and to introduce you to PACT. What is PACT? PACT is the brand new, soon-to-be-launched anti-hate, pro-goodness project being led by Stephen Bronfman and yours truly, obviously. PACT stands for the power to act, and it was born last year out of this very simple thought. We live in a world filled with too much hate and violence, and we got to do something to change it. Now, Stephen and I, and quite a few others who have joined us, we couldn't sit around just as bystanders and accept what's going on, so we set up PACT to be an agency provocateur, provoking action to launch, I guess we call this a movement of radical goodness, a spirited, entertaining movement, not just another stodgy association. A movement that won't be scared to be spectacular, shocking, sensational, or even silly sometimes. A movement that will be ruthless, not toothless. One that won't necessarily follow the rules either. One that can be as nasty as the bad guys, but for the purposes of good. And to get there, PACT has a handful of simple but really bold goals. Like using cultural communication and commercial activities, we want to sell love, peace, and acceptance like a cherished consumer brand. Basically, like Nike, like Apple, like BMW, like whatever brand is cherished to you, go ahead and fill in the blank there. Also, we want to have much cooler iconography. The iconography of peace is really sucky. When you think of the iconography of bad, what do you have? You have razor blades, you have skulls, you have flames, you have spiders, you have things that are kind of red, and it's kind of cool. When you think of the iconography of good, what do you got? Teddy bears, rainbows, unicorns, a dove, an olive branch, pastel colors. So we really want to change the iconography, and in doing that, we want to establish cool new street cred icons for tolerance and goodness. Because what are the icons of peace and goodness? These are people you can knock over with a feather. So what we did is we went to AI and said, okay, what would happen if we had the icons of peace a whole lot tougher? What if we had, let's say, a badass Mother Teresa or a badass Mahatma Gandhi? So this is what we'd like to go ahead and do, and have icons that are as strong for the good guys as they are for the bad. God love that AI. On its philanthropic slash charity side, PACT also wants to raise a whole lot of money to support anti-hate educational programs, to help victims of hate crimes, and of course, to keep provoking. So, usually about this time, when I present this program, this opportunity, people say, what do you mean by all this? What do you mean by this subversive, do good, take a page from the bad guy's playbook? Well, let me explain with a 2 minute and 11 seconds, give me the 11 seconds, 2 minute and 11 seconds video of an award-winning project by a German anti-Nazi NGO called Exit Deutschland. It's clever, it's rebellious and effective, and it's the type of action that we're looking to do with PACT. So roll that video. Here we go. One hopes.
Exit Deutschland is the NGO that provides support for individuals seeking to leave the Nazi scene. Yes, believe it or not, brainless neo-Nazis are still a growing movement in Germany. Year after year, they overrun and bother several villages, like Wunsiedel, to demonstrate, frightening the powerless residents. But in 2014, Exit Deutschland, together with the citizens of this small town, took them by surprise. We present the first involuntary charity walk, Nazis Against Nazis. For the first time, the Nazi march was turned into a charity walk, actually an involuntary charity walk. For every metre the neo-Nazis marched, €10 were donated by citizens and small businesses to Exit Deutschland. So, for the neo-Nazis, it was a lose-lose situation. Either they stop their demonstration and go home, or they raise money against their own cause. Yes, come on guys, keep donating, come on! We turn the Nazi march just in its opposite, a colourful, funny and useful charity walk. A usual athletic event to raise money in Germany, with supportive banners and even bananas. In the end, neo-Nazis raised €10,000 to help other fascists exit the Nazi scene. With the first step of the neo-Nazis, the digital campaign went online, so everybody could see what was happening in Wunsiedel in real time. The sarcastic tone was a central driver of the campaign and led to the huge social media coverage.
Neo-Nazis who organise a march.
Neo-Nazis, Exit Deutschland.
Nazis.
Nazis. They basically transformed the march into its opposite.
This revolutionary way of fundraising was successfully replicated by other cities, raising a record amount in donations to Exit Deutschland, which means that, as ironic as it sounds, thanks to neo-Nazis, every year there will be less and less Nazis in the world.
There we go, Exit Deutschland. So that ticks all the PACT boxes, raises money, subversive, different, digital. It's an amazing project. That's the type of stuff we want to do. And it also fits another PACT goal, and this is so poetic, to douse the flames of hatred by pointing the finger at hypocrisy and nastiness. And that's the type of stuff we want to do. We formed PACT to confront and weaken today's global surge of hatred. We want to empower people to create impactful activations like that stuff of peace, tolerance, love, and acceptance. But again, to do it in a most subversive, visual, and collaborative manner. What we want to do is help create a world, well, maybe this is the best way to explain it, okay? Not long ago, things like this were actually socially accepted. Let's take a look. Kids in cars without seatbelts. Doctors shilling for cigarettes, smoking sections on planes, or anywhere for that matter. Women being denied the right to vote. And some incredibly racist and misogynistic ads. These are real. These are real ads that basically ran up until the late 80s. Can you believe this crazy shit? Like, all this stuff is really kind of unthinkable these days. And that's just the point. We know that it's a huge challenge, but our ultimate goal is this. Our ultimate goal with PACT is to make this image as inappropriate, prehistoric, and absolutely unbelievable as the ones you saw before it. Basically, through youth-led tools, initiatives, and IRL moments, we want to make hate socially unacceptable. So, after all this, why am I here? Why am I standing in front of you? Why am I here at an AI conference? Because we want to do a lot of this stuff with you. Okay, we want to do a lot of this stuff with you. We know we're not smart enough to do this ourselves. We know that. But we're also smart enough to know we got to keep going out and looking for people smarter than ourselves. And considering right now I am the dumbest person in the room, this is a very easy task for us. So that's what brings me here today, because part of PACT is pure venture philanthropy. Venture philanthropy, we're sort of like a venture capitalist looking for the next big thing, but here we're looking for the next big thing in goodness, okay? Unlike many other venture capitalists or American presidents, we don't want to take over the world, we want to make it better. We want to work with young, scrappy startups. We want to find AI digital Banksies. We want to find rabble-rousers who want to do things differently, creatively, impactfully, and loudly. Sort of like this. How many people here saw this? Raise your hand if you saw this video. Oh, only about 17% of you. Okay, well, that's good, because I have it here. So this is an anti-Kanye video that was put out. It was totally AI-generated, after Kanye went ahead and during the Super Bowl talked about his Nazi embracing of the Nazi ideology and selling of Nazi t-shirts. We roll this at 60 seconds. Let's roll this video as well. Okay, let's roll this video. Go. That is the AI-generated anti-Semitism video that raised a massive controversy. It was about, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, a massive, massive controversy for those of you who know it. For those of you who don't understand, I mean, maybe you don't get it, but those are all Jewish recognized celebrities wearing a shirt that basically says this to Kanye. And of course, this is all AI-generated. And there was a massive debate about the IP and the consent. Okay, and I get the IP and consent debate. But on the other hand, this, what you just saw, is subversive, it's entertaining, and most definitely takes a page for the bad guy's playbook. This is AI, and it fits, in essence, what we want to do. So let me explain. I keep saying what we want to do. Let me explain this really, really quickly on a quick operational slide. This is what we want to do. This is the operational flow. We get a whole bunch of money from benefactors, from contributors who want to go ahead and do things differently. We go ahead and we commission, we call this the war room, we commission projects. We also go ahead and we have projects pitched and proposed to us, hence me being here today. Comes into what we call the brain trust. I mean, it's not really that much of a brain trust, it's a bunch of people sitting around saying, which of these projects do we do? We make a decision about which projects we're going to have, but not just what we're going to have, what and do, but who is going to be the beneficiary of these? Where is the money raised going to go? Who are we going to help with this? And also, by helping them, they helped us with promotional assistance. So that's really the operational flow. So what we want to do is really inspire people like you to do something different with AI, entertaining with AI, and do that with us. Something entertaining, something subversive, and something that, look, I know it's a cliche, but something that will make the world a better place. Look, we all have the power to act, so really what I'm here for is see if we can act together. I'm here, oh my God, I have 5 minutes left, this is incredible. We'd be thrilled to hear from you, and that's why I'm standing up on this stage, to go ahead and hopefully spark something within you that we can hear from you to go ahead and do something really different and fight this scourge that is really unfortunately overtaking the world. So, I'd be thrilled to hear from you. There's an email address on the screen. Would love if you use it. And I'd like to close the same way I opened, and that is, hello. Thank you. My name is Andy Nulman, and I'm here to talk to you about hate, but more importantly and more specifically, how perhaps we can work together to fight it. Thank you very much.
Touch